Welcome guys back to the darkest dungeon. This is gonna be a Let's Play series, and it's a bit loud. I know, I've been playing around with the options a bit. I like my music quite high, but we are gonna move this down to 15 and maybe even 10 and 5. Because it's still quite loud. And I won't be able to obviously hear myself. So we can click the letter. Okay, what we're going to call this. I think this is what we're calling our thing. Okay. I have only really watched a few videos on this of, you know, not like mid-game probably, just because I find if you look at early you kind of miss, you kind of, you know, the problem is if you look at early you get big spoilers kind of thing normally, and you miss out some of the nice fundamentals of learning. But if you look at late, they already have all the fundamentals down pat, and they just breeze for the game and you get all the best parts of how to play the game. But if you look at middle, you know, you understand the basic fundamentals, but you obviously make quite a few mistakes and stuff. And then I'm going to call this the pigs, or how about shadows dungeon. I can't remember how. Well, how is it? Is it like Shadows Mansion? I'm just gonna say Shadows. So we can click this. And we're going to begin. I'll be quiet doing the cutscenes.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Sorry if that's a bit loud. I'll be looking at the video and seeing and cutting it down if it's a bit loud. It does seem a bit loud, so I may do something to this. So we have to press space or click to continue. Now we are just going to quickly. Oh, this is quite soft. I'm going to turn up a bit. I'm going to turn down the narration pages.
Rats in a maze. Hold.
How about you just couldn't have done 30?
Well struck. The human mind.
I'm going to turn the cinematic to 40. And now we get like a nice little amount of change, and I'm quite happy with this. So we press D to move, and I think we're meant to click this.
Brigands have run up these lanes.
And I believe we can go backwards.
The hamlet is just ahead.
Oh, I can use the mouse. I like the mouse a bit better.
Dispatch this thug.
Okay, so we've obviously. Oh, we're surprised.
Of your arrival.
The narrator is going to speak over me way too much, so I'm just going to turn down him a little bit.
Victory.
Yeah, there we go. So, because he just speaks randomly and stuff, so it's not like cutscenes and stuff. So we have Radiant my 88, which means that we get more scouting chance and more monsters surprised, which seems pretty good. Already, as you can see on the stats, I've got a HP, a dodge. I don't know how the dodge works or the speed works, but if we have a look here, yeah, you can right click them. Okay, so this guy has a speed of how much? 0, whereas my high man has a speed of 6. So obviously, it looks like he's going to get it. Now, if we look at this guy, what we can see is we can actually see what he gets. So, holy cow, that's really, really good. So, each character can have both positive quirks and negative quirks. I see this negative quirk is not allowed to gamble while in town. And I'm going to explain what that means a bit later. And these are also his abilities. And I think these are always the same, but I can't be sure. And these I'll explain this a bit later, most likely in a few episodes. So we have something that's called resistances, and whenever we get hit by certain attacks, they may do certain stuff. So stun stuns us, meaning that we can't attack, obviously. Blight is a effect where it's like poison, but yeah, it's just poison. Blight is poison, right? And then bleed is the same thing as poison. I don't actually think it's any difference, but I know they're two different kinds, and since you can buy special items to cure one of them, it's just a way to kind of get around that a little bit. Also, we have disease, which I don't even know what disease is, and death blow, I believe, is when you die, you get like, you stay alive a little bit. But this is ridiculously good. That's so strong, because it means you know, that chance, 50% chance, that's massive to dodge a stun, especially in a highwayman, who is obviously seems to be a main DPS from these shots. You a lot of range, seems to be quite DPS heavy. I've seen quite a bit of DPS from him, so that's pretty strong. And the +2 speed is ridiculously good. Though I don't know how lucky. Yeah, it looks like I wasn't too lucky here. This is pretty bad because when you can investigate items to open them up and see what you get, it's like a random chance. It means that you could steal one of those items or could steal all of them, and that's quite bad. We want to see if we can get rid of that pretty soon. And this isn't too bad. I'll talk about stress relief a bit later. But that is really good. I mean, that's really nice since we're doing mostly above light things, meaning that it's quite strong. Like 10% damage is nothing to sneeze at. Anyway, so we're gonna do so. So we got a bleed here for 2 targets, and it stacks, and it resets the counter if you do it. So if we use bleed here, as you see here, we got 83% chance to hit, a 5% chance to crit, so pretty bad, and we can do 4 to 9 damage plus 2 points of damage. Or we can do a grape shot blast, which is, as you see, there's a little counter here, and shows that because you can only shoot the attacks from certain positions. My pistol shot, I can apparently not shoot. I am in second position, but I don't know why. It just my pistol shot I can shoot from the second position or backwards, and I can only shoot at the second opponent or backwards. And grape shot blast is I really like this ability. It's just basically a ranged multiple hits enemies. You see 3 enemies here. Oh, but 50% damage modifier. I believe that does get decreased, but. Oh no, it's still good. And take aim just gives me a little bit more accuracy and a little bit more crit. So maybe I could do this, but I think I'm just going to go for this skill. Cut him. Oh, he resisted the bleed, so that means he rolled a 1 in 4 chance, which is fine. Now, I see, I like to not go down because it goes down every round, and we got this thing called a Faith, and this gives us a little bit of light, but also gives us some protection, but I don't think we'll need that. Should we stun, or should we go for something like a Zealous Accusation? It's the first 2 enemies, a stun obviously, or should we just go for damage? I think we're just going to go for damage, and we got the kill. This is very RNG but basic, focused. So I was known to have trouble with, what was I saying here? I was known to, you can click them, okay. So yes, we were saying about before, you know, Kleptomania. See, he last took that, but maybe there's a chance he didn't, and he took it for himself. Oh, I meant to. Wait, what? Oh, I directly there. Okay, how about we just push it down a bit? Because you're really loud, and the music's still a bit loud. I don't know. Okay, so I kind of fell backwards a mention. I did get a new computer, so that's pretty good. So now I think that's back my call it stuff. So here, if we did this, we could do 3 to 8 damage with a 15% crit, which is pretty nice, right? It's a pretty good thing. We could also grape shot them and hit all 3 of them, or 2 of them. Now you go, wait, why is this guy? You know, why does he have a big HP bar? It's not just because he's got a lot of HP, it's because he actually counts as 2 units. Thing is, this thing can hit the first 2 units, but why can't I hit the second hit? Because he counts as 2 units wide. So what we're probably going to do is, I think we're going to take this guy back here. Because, if you guys never know, in games, you don't ever attack the tank. Now, due to this, I think I'm going to get myself some more protection. Because we're only at 70. So we're going to give myself a little bit more protection, same 5, which apparently did nothing to my stress. My missed eyes. So whenever you go to something called a crit, which was that, what you do is you get a little bit of that stress. And stress can do many things to you, right? It can do, we're going to stun this guy here, and see if it works. Yeah, oh damn, he has high stun resist, 50%, so yeah. Oh wow, he's a point blank shot, which did not a lot, but did push me back, which is quite bad, because this guy, as you can see, can't use these grape shot blasts, which isn't too bad, but I mean, we're just gonna I believe this guy can't use release shots. I can't remember. No, this guy's fine. This position's fine. So we're just gonna take aim. Actually, no, we're gonna start bleeding him. As I was saying before, I actually totally forgot what I was saying before. I was gonna go for smart and continue. So, yeah, I got a new computer, which means I can record, which is amazing. I don't know if that's actually what I say. But I got a new computer. Oh, not a new computer. I make it sound like I got a whole new computer. No, I got literally a new computer, like, probably, like you believe that. I got a new computer maybe, like, 6 weeks ago. But, I got a... Oh, why not? We can try it. It's trapped. Damn it. I think that's just showing in. I got blight, which is just like poison. But yeah, I got a new computer quite a few weeks ago. Probably, oh, it was on my birthday, so 15th of January. But the thing is, I'll explain this. So much to explain, but like the button broke, meaning I couldn't use it, and I had sent off to replace. I had to use my Mac for ages, so that's why the quality was quite low, and that's why there's not one video a day. Now there is going to be. Still a coding video every 2 days, but there'll be a video of this or something other series to fill up. So whenever you finish a level, there's a chance for you to gain a buff. And as I said before, this thing is really strong. And look, it pops up again. That is really nice. And we even got Eagle Eye, which is amazing on this guy, since 3% crit on his already 10% bonus from I'll demonstrate it. So this is our main talent hub, which is I guess you could look at it as like in XCOM, where you start off and so you can upgrade your buildings and do certain things. You see, these are right now we can't access any of these things. We don't access the graveyard, which we have no heroes, but there'll be a few more here eventually, and we can add more people to the stagecoach. So we can drag more, and it looks like we've got we got 9 slots, and we have a these Plague Doctor and a Vestal, which is like a healer. So, as I was saying with this guy, whenever he uses a pistol shot, he gets 10% crit for that shot. And with this nice little crit bonus of Eagle Eye, that means he gains an extra, well, he always gets 8% crit by base, so it means that now he gets, instead of the normal 15%, now he gets 18%, you know, and you see it, this powers up, and it just very nice. That's pretty nice. Like all these things, you can see all these, and we can. I'll explain this a bit later. But we probably won't be explaining this in this episode. So this Plague Doctor, I see they've got potential preferred positions. I'll be going to this a bit later, but we'll look at his skills. 10% stress heal. That's pretty nice, I think. That's not great. We won't be removing these because we'll explain them a bit later. How about we explain now? Stuff it. Oh, that's pretty bad. So it means he's going to lose crit on all his range attacks, and guess what? He's a full range, which is quite not great. I'm not particularly happy with that, but that's fine. We can maybe release it later. How do you have a -1? So whenever you finish a mission, see what this little thing here is? This is something called stress. This is the major component of this game. Major component. This is this whole gimmick. Is this whole stress thing? Is that as you complete quests, as you do things, your characters gain stress because it's the darkest dungeon. It's scary. So as you see, and the characters will chat and stuff, and if they go to the brothel or whatever, you know, they'll do funny comments, or the abbey, or you know, they go to the sanitarium where it's like really where they chain them up and inject medicine or whatever, you know, all that stuff. But the thing is, with the whole like mechanic of this game is that the stress dramatically changes. You can't keep sending soldiers out because the stress will get too high and they can go insane, have bad repercussions, they can lose stats, they can literally just you know, go insane. But obviously we're going to send him back, even though he only has very small stress. I don't know why he's stressing out so much. So here, will not pray or flagrant for stress relief, even though she's obviously a religious oh, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good thing. I would check that and say, even though she's a religious person, she will not pray or flagrant for stress relief, because apparently she's faithless, even though she's a vessel which is meant to be a bit more obviously religious, as you can see. I can't pray, but apparently I can pray here. Okay, that's with interaction. So what this means is that when you're stressed, you can eat more food, right? Your characters can, and you can stress eat. So it's a nice buff there. I'm not particularly happy with these ones, and the amount of like brothel is really expensive for stress relief because you know pay to get your character stress relieved. So I'm not really happy with that, but we're gonna talk about this. So here there's a few things. Okay, this is something called short mission, meaning it's got quite a small amount of rooms. This is how many campfires you will use, and this is normal depending on how many rooms. This is what level mobs are and how many bosses, how hard it is. And this is the goal, which is basically some rooms have battles, some don't. The first room I went to did have a battle, but sometimes they won't. Sometimes they just have chests, sometimes can have nothing, right? So you gotta complete all the room battles. And from here we'll get some gold, we'll get a bust, a crest, which is used to upgrade buildings, and that's basically it, and we'll get a bunch of experience for our characters. So now when we're looking, how do we want to position our characters? Well, we can click them or whatever. We're just gonna unclick you. So it's like these two characters. Protaurus, whoever, wants to be in the first 2 slots. Because her Divine Grace, the point is her Divine Grace, and she's a healer. Right? Her Divine Grace only works in the back slot. So back 2 slots, so why would we do it? Now, this is quite a nice attack here. Because she gains a bit more damage. But the thing is that illumination is quite nice, but like that can be used for the 3rd slot, and so can this. So I think we're going to put in the 3rd slot, even though Mace Base, Bash, and all that stuff is good, because we're going to be using things like Judgment, Dazzling Light eventually, maybe even Divine Comfort and all that stuff. So right now, it's so useful. But him, so he's really got to be in our 4th slot, right? And luckily, all these things can be used from 4th slot, because really she has to be in our 3rd slot, so we can actually use illumination. So she really has to be in our 1st or our 3rd slot, because otherwise we don't have any healing. That's the rule. That's why you take one of these, just for the healing, not for the mere Mace Bash. We can bash them for Mace. I mean, I was like, come on, that does nothing, right? I'm putting them back. Now this is the big thing: is where do we even put these guys? And now, like them. See these guys. This guy wants to be in the 3rd or the 2nd slot. He doesn't like the 1st slot because all his abilities don't work there. So why? So he's put him in the 2nd slot. As I say. His ability later, which is quite good, it's called Point Blank Shot, which basically knocks you back, and that's really strong because it means you can start him off in the 1st slot, knock yourself back into his 2nd slot, and go from there. And since it does a lot more damage, it's quite good. Yeah, thank you. So we're gonna start. So we do something called Provision. This is gonna be the only episode I do something like this. So I'm gonna skip this, and what we do is we have to buy food, and I mean, it's a pretty short mission, so we don't need that much food, but I think we're probably going to take 12. Right, because I mean, we'll need some food, you know. We're going to take a shovel, to clear obstacles, right? Because sometimes we need to. It's going to take about maybe 12 torches. How about 10 torches? Nah, we'll take 12. So we got 12 food and 12 torches. Pretty simple. Now, do we want any bandages or medicinal herbs, whatever? We'll take medicinal herb. But I don't think we need any of these because right now it's not really needed. The reason medicinal herb is quite nice is this is one of the sad losses of watching mid game is you find out one of the things, and one of the things I found out was the medicinal herbs are very good on certain builds. I don't actually know which ones, I can't remember, but like on tables, I guess, and stuff which are diseased, you can get a lot of food out of them. And that's why I took a little bit less food, maybe.